Hello YouTube, going through some more parts and research for my Mauser K98 project. This is the duffel cut that I have to repair, and I got in my repair piece the other day, and as you can see what I need to do, more or less, and it's mating this piece to this piece, and it's going to be a little bit tricky to do. What I'm going to have to do is, unfortunately, when they duffel cut here, they cut past the barrel band. And you can see even on here where the barrel band used to be. You can see where it ends. This is an Israeli band, not the correct band. But you can see that it's going to be too wide here to hide that repair job. So what my plan is, I'm going to cut a little bit forward here, right about there. And I'm going to cut a little farther back here about there, as far as I can, so that I leave myself a generous amount on both ends. Because even here, if you really can't see it, but this was cut at a kind of an angle, so I'd have to rasp that down anyways, no matter what I would do. And then the plan is going to be, since this gun here was never drilled for a cleaning rod, this gun was, as you can see, there's the hole where the cleaning rod would have gone. My plan is I'm going to drill a hole through where the cleaning rod would have been on the K98, and that's where I'm going to put in a metal rod, and I'm going to acro glass that in place on both ends. And I'm not going to just use that. Of course, I'm going to acro glass the whole thing. And I'm also going to probably put in a dowel rod above that with enough room so that there's no twisting left to right on that piece of forearm. And of course, I'm going to acro glass the whole thing. And then what I'm going to do, and this is just a plan for right now, because I have all these other. This is a correct part. I've got that forward band coming. Trying to find an unnumbered band like this that's not Israeli. The guy had actually advertised this to me as a K98 band on, sight unseen, and this is not. This is an Israeli K98 band. Biggest way you can tell is there's no line down here where it was put together. These were a solid piece. It also does not fit this very well. They're very hard to find without the numbers, without serial numbers. Because this gun again had a lot of your parts were not serial numbered because it was late in the war and after October 44, especially this plant, the Brunn Czechoslovakia plant where this one was made, they stopped serial numbering most of these smaller parts. It was the action, the bolt, the safety, the receiver, the floor plate didn't get one, the bands didn't get any, the stock didn't get one. I'm willing to bet the handguard, if it was still here, didn't get one. The sight didn't get one. There are a lot of parts. The butt plate didn't get one. Most of the, according to the references, most of these guns after October 44 didn't get any. And this is a partial Kriegsmodell gun, and we know this is a 44 gun because it was stamped 44. This is a partial Kriegsmodell gun because it's missing the cleaning rod. It's not a full Kriegsmodell gun because it has this, where the band would go for the rear band and the forward band, and for the bayonet lug. If it was a Kriegsmodell gun, that slot wouldn't be there, and they would just be held on with a wood screw, which would make my life a lot easier in one way, but also make it harder in another. The other thing I have to do, or I have that's my benefit when I'm going to be putting these together, is I have another stock here. So I can use that stock as a measurement when I cut these and make sure that it's the correct length. I can do that. I'm also going to measure. My goal is to have it so that this entire slot right here isn't even cut. That's my goal. That way I don't have to worry so much about the band and making sure that fits. That's my goal. Will it work? I don't know. I've never done these before. This is my first time trying it. But my plan is when I have this all together is to put a wooden dowel down here and acrylic glass that in place. Since this is a correct delete when it comes to the cleaning rod, I won't be changing anything historically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it about a 32nd of an inch or maybe like a 16th of an inch short. And I'm going to use shavings when I cut the stock. Even if I have to cut this a couple of times to get the shavings. That way I can mix it with a little bit of wood putty at the very end and blend it together so that it will look correct. There's nothing I can do about this. About these parts here having where the cleaning rod went. But if this correct piece was on this gun anyways, I've seen them without that with this. So this would have never, these were all done the same. This would have been there anyways. It just would not have been a hole for the wood. So that's going to be how it's going to be left. But that, of course, is a ways away. I'm still going to do all this other work. Right now, I've got a couple, I'm still trying to find this band. I have this band on the way. This is going to be on the way hopefully in another couple of days. Then order the acrylic glass. I've got some of the other parts I need to get it started. I'm hoping in the next week or two. Probably by next week, if I get a day where I can, I'm going to cut the stocks. I'm going to cut this here a little bit more. Again, like I said, I'm going to probably cut it to right about there. And this one's going to get cut farther back. Like right here to the very edge. I'm going to cut it off all the way back to here. So I leave myself some room on either end. And then I can rasp them down and mate them together and then go from there. And at least get that process started. And with that being said, YouTube, stay tuned because this is beginning to be a really fun project. Have a good day, YouTube.